Good morning, all of you. So as we come to know that in last class we have been studied separation of mixture of a solid and a solid. Is it yes or no? Solid and a solid means if one solid is mixed with another solid, so we are going to separate by using a three methods. What is the three methods? Can you able to say anybody? Separation of solid, mixture of two solids by using a three methods. What is that? One is by using the suitable solvent, and the second one is what? By using the process of, you have to speak, I should not. Sublimation, and the next one by using a magnet. Again, a solid is mixed with a solid. A mixture of solid and solid can be used to separate by three different processes. That is based upon the type of solids mixed together. First method is by using a particular suitable solvent. Second one is by using a sublimation. And third one is by using a magnet. So now that is what regarding solid mixture. Now if it comes to here, separation of mixture, today's class we are going to study separation of mixture of a solid and a liquid. So now this mixture contains two substances. What is that substances, Ra? The mixture contains two substances. One is what? A solid substance. Another one is what? Liquid substance. Now, is it possible to separate the solid liquid mixture by using the same three process? Same three process? Please tell me.
No, sir.
Possible to separate by any other,
No,
solvent?
sir.
No, we cannot separate it. So, by using a sublimation, we cannot separate it. By using solvent, we cannot separate. By using sublimation, we cannot separate. By using magnet also, we cannot separate. So, these three processes, not possible to separate this solid liquid mixture. So, that is why we have to go some other kind of physical methods or physical processes which we are using to separate a mixture of a solid and a solid. What is that, guys? Solid and a solid. Understand?
Solid.
Let us discuss what is that method and how we need to examples of each and every method. One by one we are going to start. So now first one, if you'll see, we are having a different kind of methods. Around 6 methods we are using to separate the solid liquid mixture. What is that, guys? Solid liquid mixture. One by one we'll study very clear. So now separation of mixture, in that mainly remember the separation of mixture of a solid and a liquid. Mainly the three methods are most important. One is centrifugation, next one is chromatography, and the next one is distillation. What is that? Distillation. And the in exam they will ask you working principle also. That is the reason that three methods are little bit important, and remaining all like evaporation, crystallization, that is all very easy methods. So all the mixtures containing a solid and a liquid, they are separated by any one of the following 6 methods. In that the 6 methods are, first one is by filtration. What is the first method?
By filtration.
By separating solid liquid mixture, totally we are using in this class 9 6 methods. In that the first method is what? Filtration. What is that?
Filtration.
By filtration. Very simple. Next, second method, all of you write. By centrifugation. What is that?
By centrifugation.
By centrifugation. Right. Next one, third one. By evaporation. By evaporation. Understand, Ra? Yes or no? Next. Crystallization. What is understand?
Sir.
All the techniques we can use for what purpose? Separation of mixture of what?
Separation of solid mixture.
Solid
Liquid mixture.
Solid liquid mixture. By filtration, by centrifugation, by evaporation, by crystallization. Next, by chromatography. Next one is what? By chromatography. And what do you mean by last method? By By what, guys? By distillation. Understand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the 6 methods we are using to separate what, Manya? Shruti?
Solid liquid mixture.
Separating of solid liquid mixture. Please note it down. Solid liquid mixture. In future, if you'll go engineering also, so many branches, even biology, medicine, if you'll go MBBS also, we people use understanding chromatography. What will use? Chromatography.
Chromatography.
Centrifugation. What is that? Centrifugation. Urine samples as well as blood samples and all. We people use sugar levels, finding sugar levels and all. In MBBS doctors also, labs also, they will use centrifugation. I know almost all these instruments operation, distillation column, centrifugation and all, because I have been done in my laboratories in engineering. So that is why I know most of the instruments how to operate it. So now let us comes to here. First one, we'll study the process of filtration for separating mixtures of what? Mixtures of what? A solid liquid mixture. Solid liquid mixture. So what is the first process, Ra? What is the first process?
Filtration.
If you want to understand the filtration, first we should know first the meaning of what is filter paper and as well as how to fold it for filter the any kind of solid liquid mixture. So if you'll observe a filter paper, a solid, remember, a solid which remains behind, understanding, in a particular paper which is a porous in medium, means small holes it contains. Understand, Ra? So a filter paper is a round piece of special paper. What is that? It is the round piece
of special paper.
It is having millions of pores, millions of small pores where only liquid can pass through it and solid cannot pass through that. What is that? Solid cannot pass through that. That is
through them.
Called as filter paper. What is it called, guys?
Filter paper.
If you will go to our lab, chemistry lab or physics lab, so we have a circular like the spherical shape. This is what we should call it as what? Filter papers. What we should call, guys? Filter papers. Filter paper, if you observe, which is a normal paper, not. It is a special paper which has millions of tiny pores or holes, we can say. Holes or pores. Millions of tiny pores, or we can say holes. Understand? So where only liquid can pass through that, no solid particles can go through that. That is what we can call as filter paper. So even these holes we cannot see with the naked eye. Understand? We can see only through a microscope. What a microscope?
A microscope.
Holes. So if you'll see a filter paper, understand, they are using the liquids like which contains some undissolved impurities like salt. Suppose, for example, if we'll take sand in water, sand will never dissolve in water. Is it yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Like that, mud water contains so many impurities, like the dust particles, like these particles, chalk powder, sand particles. Understand? These particles, they cannot pass us through these tiny pores of filter paper. So we can use to separate like these undissolved particles in the liquid. For example, if we'll take salt solution, oil and sugar solution, this all, even though they are mixture, is it possible to separate by filter paper? Salt solution, is it possible to separate by filter paper? I am asking. Salt solution.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
This is true solution because salt particles are dissolved and occupy the space between the particles of water. So cannot be separated by filtration. Understand, guys? Who is that? Cannot be separated by filtration. That is what you should remember. So if you'll see, the liquids can pass us through the tiny pores of filter paper, but solid particles, undissolved solid particles, which are being large, cannot pass through these tiny pores of the filter paper. Even the solutions, true solutions also can pass through that. So now the particles which cannot pass through that, the solid particles which remains behind in the filter paper itself, which remains behind in this filter paper itself, that is only we should call as, what we should call, guys?
Residue.
Residue. What we should call? Residue. All of you should remember residue. Now the liquid will pass us through that. That liquid is only called as water.
Filtrate.
We should call as filtrate. This filtrate we can collect in some kind of a beaker or jar. Now, how to make this filter paper? You can see. First, we have to take one spherical shaped filter paper. Is it okay, guys? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Alana?
Sir.
No, now you have to exactly make it into half. You can see, not tearing, just folding into 2 equal parts. Is it okay, guys? Folding into 2 equal parts. Understand, Ra? First step, first folding. Next, again that you have to make it into again equal parts, half. That is what second folding we can say. Now keep the finger at middle here and try to rotate it as a cone shape. Is it okay, guys? Cone paper, filter paper.
Sir.
Cone. Now it will be getting like a shape of the funnel. Is it yes or no? It is getting the shape of the funnel. So exactly you can fix in the funnel so that it will be fixed in the funnel. Is it okay, guys? This is what the fourth step. Cone fitted in a funnel. Now if we start pouring the liquid, what will happen? The mixture, all the solid particles will settle here. It won't pass us through that undissolved solid particles. So remaining all the liquid or solution will pass through that. So this is what we should call as what? Residue, and passes through that it is called as filtrate. What we should call, guys?
Filtrate.
All of you, that is you should know. So before going to study about the filtration, we should know the filter paper. What we should know, guys? Filter paper. Understand, Ra? All of you, respond me. Filter paper.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Now observe very carefully. So this folding filter paper is very, very important. Very simple. First folding exactly half. Next folding again exactly half. Next make it into cone shape. Fit in a funnel. Is it okay, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Tamil Selvan, you just listen. That's all. We don't want to draw anything now because all are MCQs only. Not required anything. Process you should remember. Now separation by filtration. All of you keep heading. Separation by filtration. First process. Separation. Separation by what, Tarun?
Filtration.
Separation by filtration. All of you should remember that. So now, so this is what we have to be arrange the setup first. Manyan, Laksha, understand Malaksha, Shruti, Sai, that is. So what we have to do means separation by filtration. So we have to take an insoluble solid solution. All of you, one insoluble solid must be there. So the process of removing insoluble solids from a liquid by using which paper? By using which paper?
Filter paper.
Filter paper.
Filter paper is only called as filtration. So the filtration used to separate for what? Separating insoluble substances.
Insoluble solids.
Substances from a whom? From a whom, Ramanish? From a
Liquid,
liquid.
sir.
From a liquid.
That is called as filtration. So the mixture of insoluble solid and the liquid is poured into the filter paper, which is fitted in a cone fixed. Understanding? Filter paper cone fixed in a funnel by using a glass rod and as a understanding rod guide. So now I will show you the diagram and I will explain you how we need to make it. Observe very carefully. So here we cannot even pour simply also. Slowly we should pour it. I will show you the clear picture of it. Observe very carefully how we have to make. Now, what we can first you can write the separation by filtration. What do you mean by filtration, Shruti? The process of removing insoluble solids. Write it. The process of removing insoluble solids. The process of removing insoluble solids from a liquid solids from a liquid by using humra, by using
Filter paper.
filter paper. Filter paper is called filtration. Is called filtration. Is it okay, guys? Is MCQs only, Laksha, fully MCQs. Till now you don't know. So means you are not attending the classes properly. Completely MCQs only. Is it okay, Laksha? Fully MCQs. Okay? That is filtration. So we will use for this water. What is the use of filtration? They will ask you. What you will say? Separation of insoluble solids from a
insoluble solids from a liquid by using filter paper, sir.
Remember. So, for example, if we'll take a mixture of chalk and water, a mixture of what? Example, chalk powder. Example, if we'll take a mixture of chalk and water. Is it okay, guys? A mixture of chalk powder and water. So now if you take these two, so as we know that, is it chalk is dissolve in water or not? It won't be dissolved.
No, sir.
I am taking a mixture of chalk and water, chalk powder or chalk and water. Now I want to separate chalk powder from the water. Is it okay, guys?
Sir.
Okay, sir.
That. So how to do the setup arrangement? Suppose you will ask you in the laboratory, do it. Suppose I will ask you, Tamil Selvan and Tarun, you do this activity, and I want pure water and as well as the residue, means the insoluble substance, that is called as, it must be removed. Then
Residue.
what we should do? Residue. So how to do that? Let me see. So even the practical image also I will show you, like one girl is doing that, and as well as the image, the picture also I will show you. So both you can observe very clearly. So observe in this picture, one of the student is separating a mixture of insoluble solid like, understand, insoluble solid like, what is that? Chalk powder. Laksha, it is MCQs only, no worry. Every subject MCQs. Is it okay, Laksha? Full of MCQs only. You be prepared for that. That is what I will say. Okay. So now, this is what you can observe here. One of the girl, let me imagine our class girls only. Somebody is doing this activity. They are doing separation of water by using filter papers, by using filtration. You can see filtration. They are separating insoluble solids from the liquid. Is it yes, guys? Monish, respond me.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Now, this is what the schematic representation or the diagrammatic representation of it. Even this girl is not using the glass rod here, but if you use the glass rod, then it is even more convenient to separate the solids. Actually, without glass rod also we can use it. So directly also we can pour. But if you use glass rod, so a little bit more slower we can pour, so that more solids can be, even the residue will form on the glass rod also. You can see this is what the experimental setup. We have to keep some kind of a understanding, a neat beaker down, and we have to fix the funnel to the stand, to the what? Stand, and we have to keep the inside humra, a filter paper cone, whom we have to keep filter paper cone inside whom? Inside the funnel. Where? Inside the funnel. Now, a mixture of insoluble solid and liquid. That is what the insoluble solid means. What we have taken here? Chalk powder. What is that? Chalk powder. And water. So now I am taking even one glass rod and I am keeping at any corner, this side or this side, to the funnel, and I am pouring this mixture of insoluble and liquid on the glass rod, so that slowly the mixture will pass us and it will fall into the filter paper. Now, filter paper, as we know that it contains millions of pores, only liquid can pass us through that, or else any solutions, clear solutions will pass us through that, and remaining all insoluble solid will be settled at the here only. Can you able to see that insoluble solid? Respond me, guys. Can you able to see this insoluble solid? This is what?
Yes, sir.
Insoluble solid. So this insoluble solid is only what we should call? Residue.
Residue.
Now, a clear liquid is collecting in a beaker. This clear liquid is only called as what? Filtrate. So this is
Filtrate.
process of separation of filtration. Understand? So if you want to filter the any kind of insoluble solid from liquid, then we will use this method called as filtration. So for filtration, we need one thing. What is that? Filter paper. What is that? Filter paper. One funnel also, separating funnel. This is called as, we should call it as funnel. What we should call? Funnel. So a insoluble solid is present in the liquid. Then we can say it is using by which technique? By using by filtration.
Filtration.
That is what you have to remember it. Any doubt, guys? Anybody? So mixture of like not only chalk and water. Also you can take a mixture of sand and
water, sir.
Sand and water also we can call it as what? Sand and water also we can call it as, we can separate it by using
liquid
only. Understanding an insoluble solid is present in liquid. Anything we can separate it by filtration. That is what the insoluble solid is called as residue, and the pure liquid is called as what?
Filtrate.
Filtrate. Understand? And you remember,
Sir.
filtration cannot be removed any solid substances which are dissolved in a liquid. That is the most important thing. Do you understand, guys? So only this filtration we can use heterogeneous mixture or homogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture,
sir.
A liquid which can be separated by the process of what process?
Filtration.
Soluble, then it is called as what? Suppose sugar solution. Is it a heterogeneous or homogeneous?
No, sir, it is a true solution.
Heterogeneous. Understand, Darun? Tamil Selvan? Respond me. So, the filtration we can use only for which process? For separating a heterogeneous mixture, means a given solution contains insoluble solid. So we'll use this filtration method for separating an insoluble solids in liquids, which cannot be used to separate, or else which is not possible to separate any kind of solid substances which are dissolved in a liquid. Understand, guys? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Have to remember. So now you can see, if we'll go to the science experiments, we will use this filter paper as filter. We can say filter for carrying out the process of filtration. Understand? Filter paper also we can call it as filter. But you remember, every day different kind of filters we are using in our daily life. Suppose, how many of you are using wire mesh? Suppose your mother is preparing vada. After preparing vada, she will keep in some kind of a ball which is porous in medium.
Sir.
So that everything will be come down into the another bowl which is kept in a bottom. Is it yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, how many of you are using piece of cotton? Cotton also.
Sir.
If you pour the mixture of suppose sand and water through the cotton, sand will never pass through the cotton. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So sand is also called as that piece of cotton is also called as, understand, filter, the filter only. Filter or filter paper we can say. Filter paper, not filter we can say. Understand, guys? Because it is not the
sir.
Now you can see, suppose your mother is sometimes used to filter some kind of substances by using a cotton cloth. Have you noticed it? Cotton cloth, napkin and all. Suppose water,
Yes,
something.
Yes, sir.
They can use, they will tie the napkin or something which is made up of cotton cloth, understand, and they will pour it so that all the impurities will stuck at the cotton above. Is it yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Next. Suppose if you are traveling in a train, you people will purchase the tea or tissue paper not actually, muslin bags we can say, a fine cloth, a muslin bags, like in the sense of tea strainer. Do you know tea strainer? A layer of sand also can be used as filters. Have you noticed it? Please tell me. Muslin bags means like a tea bags now. We will dip in a tea milk so that we can only get tea, but inside
Sir.
will never come. Have you seen it? A very
Yes,
fine.
sir. Tea powder, sir. That
Yeah, tea powder. Now tea bags will come. Tea bags will come. Have you seen it or not, guys? Whenever you want, you know
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So
You
basically,
can dip in the
yeah,
milk, sir.
how they will prepare the tea? They will first prepare the tea. Later, they will go for decantation, like in a sense of they will pour through the any kind of filter, so that it will separate the tea separately and tea powder separately. Yes or no, guys? Yeah,
Yes,
great.
sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
So that is called as muslin cloth. So a very finest cloth which will use as a stainer. Stainer, you know that your mother is using a tea stainer. Do you know tea stainer? For
Yes,
preparing
sir.
tea, or else suppose if your mother boiled ghee, suppose ghee she prepared, after preparing ghee some kind of black mud will form down. So to separate it also she will use the stainer. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
60 paper, sir, but could not be separate big particles like sand. Yes, sir. Yes, Laksha. Now, construction place. If you go to the construction place, we are using some kind of a mesh for separating sand. Have you seen it? Sand. That is also called as what? Filter. What we should call? Filter. The common name of
Filter.
all these substances is called as filter. So we are using so many kind of filters in our daily life. Understand? So for example, you can take this. Most of our Indian kitchen, every day our mother will use some purpose. She will use this one. Is it yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Called as tea stainer, or else for separating anything we will use this one, tea stainer. And if you go a milk producing shop, anywhere milk selling shop and all, they will use some kind of a plastic one, same way, which is been plastic. Have you seen it? It will be made with some kind of a cloth.
Sir.
Is it yes or no? So very fine
Yes, sir.
will be there. This finest cloth is only called as muslin bag. What you should call, guys? Muslin.
Muslim bag.
Muslin. Muslin bag. What you should call, Ra? Muslin, muslin bag. Understand? So this muslin bag is also present in dry cell also. Where it is present? In our electric cell. You may be studied in
cell.
lower classes. Have you remembered? But I don't know you. I don't think
Yes,
so. You may
sir.
not remember. So inside our dry cell, we have two chemicals called as manganese dioxide and ammonium chloride. So ammonium chloride, NH4Cl2. So between these, they should not mix each other, so that they will keep, but reaction should take place, so that they will keep a middle, a finest cloth, that is called as muslin bag, the separator. Understand, Ra? So very finest one, which will allow only to pass the electrons. Reaction only will take place. Nothing they mix each other. Understand, guys? That is called as muslin bag, very finest one. Like that, so many filters we are using in our daily life. So that is all the called as we are using to separate what? Some insoluble solid. By using what, Ra? Insoluble solid
filtration.
liquid. Understand? So we will use this kind of tea leaves are separated from prepared tea by using the method of filtration only. The tea powder, like drinking water in our home. Most of your home, for example, Pradosh home also, we have a water purifiers. Is it yes, sir, guys? Most of your home we have a water purifiers. Yes,
Yes,
sir?
sir.
In that also, they will use some kind of water filters where which can remove bacteria present in it. Do you understand, guys? Understand, Ra? So now, if
Yes,
you
sir.
go to the cities, gutter water, understand, gutter water is filtered through big metallic filters to separate solid materials present in it. So to avoid choking of underground drains called as sewers. Understand, Ra? Gutter water. What do you mean by gutter water? Like drainage water. Understand, Ra? Very bad water. So you can see bad water. If you go to the cities and all, each and every area in the canals, means the sewage canals, they will keep some kind of a mesh kind of thing where it can be filtered. It can be stop all the solid plastics and all. Like some mesh will be there. Suppose this is the canal. So here they will arrange some kind of a mesh. Only the liquid can pass us. So here all the solid particles, whatever it will come, they will be stuck here. So here they will be cleared, that solid particles. If not, they will be jammed somewhere and it will causes for the traffic for the flow of drainage sewage system. So it is causing so many problems. Is it yes or no? Sewage problems. So we use this one, very strong, that is called as metallic filters. What we should call, guys? Metallic.
Metallic filters.
That is what we can say gutter water. What we should call gutter water.
Gutter water.
Water is filtered through big metallic filters to separate solid materials like plastics, understanding any metal substances present in it. So it is avoiding for what? Choking off underground drain. Choking means in the sense of what? Not moving properly. Like we people are not getting breathing properly. We will get choking, correct? That is called as choking. Like that water also, if these plastics and all solid impurities are there, water cannot get proper flowing. That is what called as choking. So to remove these solid impurities, we will use a big metallic filters. Understand, guys? Yes or no? And if you'll go
Yes,
to
sir.
Sir.
most of the cities, Indian cities are everywhere, even our normal towns also nowadays, municipalities, you know that corporations are municipality. Have you seen it? Municipality,
Sir.
Pudukode municipality, Chennai corporation, Greater corporation, etc. This all they will supply drinking water in a city. Is it yes or no, guys? Drinking
Yes,
water. So this all the drinking water has been done by the separation of what? By using filtration only. What is that? By using filtration only. Understand? And one more thing I should say now. Most of the cases you maybe have studied in the lower classes, we can use the different layers of sand, a finest sand, next to coarse solids, and as well as coal. If you use these three layers, understand, and if it passes the water through that, then it will be work like a filtrate. It will be work like a filter. Is it yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Understand? So that is why a finest sand is also called as filter only. What we should call? Finest sand. Finest sand is also called as filter only. Actually, my school still, where I have studied till 7th, still we have a filtrate which is made up of these three different layers. One is a coal, next one is a coarse solids, next one is a very, very finest sand. When I am in class 6 and 7, we used to drink the water which is coming from this filtration only. Do you understand, guys? Because
Yes,
most
sir.
impurities, even bacteria, like small bacteria also, they will be trapped by this finest sand, understand, and etc. So that is why this is what we should call as natural filtration. What we should call? Natural filtration by
Natural
Natural
filtration.
three layers of filter. How many layers of filter? 3 layers. One
Three
is
layers
sand,
of
finest
layers.
sand. Next one is coarse solids. Next one is a very coal we can say. Understand, guys? Yes or no? Respond me. So this is all about the filtration. Take this filtration. Understanding, Ra? Filtration is using for separating. Understanding the heterogeneous mixture of a solid and a liquid, and it is only used to separate water, undissolved solids. It cannot be separate any dissolved solids. You can remember that. This is what we should call as filtration. So we have a lot of importance of filtration in our daily life. Now I will explain you the most important phenomena which is present in our daily life. Supply of drinking water in a city. All of you please kindly before that you please write kindly this in this few points. Later I will say you supply of water in a city. It is there in our textbook also. Is it yes, guys? Supply of drinking water in our city. So how it will be working? Everything I will explain you now. So we have only 3 minutes in this video. So that is why we will write some points before it. Write it. First point, all of you. First point. A heterogeneous mixture of a solid and a liquid. Heterogeneous mixture of a solid and a liquid can be separated by the process of filtration. What is that? Can be separated by the process of what? Filtration. Understand? Monish, understand Monish? Darun? Yes or no? Any doubt? Filtration, tell me.
Sir.
Okay, next. What kind of solids we can separate, Maitreyan? By using filtration, what kind of solids we can separate? Maitreyan?
Insoluble solid.
Maitreyan, are you there? Why are you not responding? So, filtration cannot remove, right? Filtration cannot remove any solid substances Any solid substances which are dissolved in a liquid, which are dissolved in a liquid, which are dissolved in a liquid, which are dissolved in a liquid. We are using so many filters. We are using so many filters in our everyday life. We are using so many filters in our everyday life, like wire mesh, wire mesh, wire mesh, a piece of cotton, a piece of cotton, a piece of cotton. Where will use raw? Our mother will use to filter the water. Is it yes or no? Like suddenly some impurities will fall down. They will use it. I still remember when I am in kid, I used to use this because we don't have a proper drinking water. We used to bring somewhere from very some dust particles and all will be there. So after bringing that, or else when I am carrying from long back because of air or something, some dust will fall down. Immediately my mother will take some white cloth, like a cotton cloth, and one part to another part will pour that water so that all the impurities will be filtered. Is it yes or no? That is okay.
Yes, sir.
Mesh, a piece of cloth, a piece of
Sir,
Muslin
repeat
cloth.
this point from first, sir.
We are using so many filters in everyday life. We are using so many filters in everyday life. Example, like wire mesh. Wire mesh. Where will use wire mesh? Construction. Construction for what purpose, Ra? Sai. For separating coarse solids from the fine